God, this is why I really enjoy Luck as a character, because I just want to see one guy that is just obsessed with fighting so much that, like, oh, I'm being hit by a poisonous contamination that I don't care. I'm just gonna keep charging through because that's what Luck. It's just too adorable. I just can't hate him. Like, even though he is a bit of an asshole for what he just did, abandoning, like, Luck and, like, you know, like, everybody else is like, oh, well, yeah, screw that guy immediately. And, of course, with that finale teasing something that I think a lot of us are kind of looking forward to, Mars. Let's get into this because, like, definitely with this Black Clover episode, there, like, it feels weird that, like, Black Clover from, like, 3 months ago to, like, Black Clover to now is like a very interesting change, I feel. For one certain thing is, like, I don't know if this is you guys now, but I'm getting really, like, weirded out by just getting used to, like, we're just doing the manga. We're just going from panel to panel and maybe tiniest bit of there, like, on there. Regardless, they kind of, like, changed it a little bit by mainly just adding on that little recap part that we had now at the start, which it's like, I think it's like 2, maybe 3 minutes, like if you include the opening into it as well, which, yeah, that's harmless for the most part from there. But what I liked is that the entirety of the first half of this episode is literally Asta and that asshole Klaus scream-lording at each other, screaming at each other's faces because, oh, the Black Bulls, you're pedants, why would you even come here? Yeah. It's like, oh, Klaus, oh my gosh. You know, dealing with his bullshit again, what he was doing to Yuno, and he's like going there, it's like, whilst this is happening for like 10 minutes, it's more like, oh, hi Mimosa, oh, hi Noelle, like, you know, how's it going? And then finding out that, yeah, these two are related, they're actually cousins, so kind of shows a little interesting twist that it's like, oh, so the like, from what we could see, because, like, her name is, like, Vermilion, and, like, clearly from what we could see from that, it's like, oh, there's, like, a little relation between, like, her family and also as well with, like, what we get to see with the Silver Eagle, so that's definitely going to be interesting, I feel like, for a lot of people, like, when you meet a lot more of the Vermilion family, like, I think that's going to be a little interesting little addition to it, where it's like, wait, like, she's related to these people? Like, it's gonna be such a weird thing coming into it, and it's weird that, like, 2 of the households are gonna be, like, in the actual series is actually part, like, relatives for the most part, so that's a kind of cool little addition, and they, like, kind of branched off to their own thing and become their own family households. That's a kind of nice thing, albeit, like, Noelle doesn't get on with her because, A, she's ditzy, 2, she's a little blunt sometimes, and overall, she's just better because she's like, oh yeah, you still can't, like, control your magic, can you? And she's trying to, like, be nice and kind, but she just comes off a little bitchy, like, through some of the, and not to mention, it kind of helps that, like, she's a little broken. Like, she just went, alright, where's the treasure? She just does this plant magic. Oh, it's there. Yuna, take a step. Alright, bye guys. As, like, Klaus and Yuna finish their scream-lording at each other. And it's like, oh, bye. And Asta and Noelle have to go out throughout the rest of the dungeon on foot, which, for some, like, this is the one thing I wanted to know about as well, and I wonder if they're ever going to really allude onto it, but it's like, apparently Nero knows the way. Like, he just starts pointing, and it's like, huh, so Nero, because you saw it as well with the with the first arc as well. He noticed, like, the magic stone, so it's like Nero, I guess, has a special sensing property that he's able to sense some of this stuff, because not to mention, like, we've seen as well with last week's that Luck has an ability, like, he's able to, like, sense very strong people from, like, a very far off distance. So I'm wondering if Nero has something as well, or is just alluding, and maybe that's something that the manga will allude to, like, further on, but it's always something it caught my eye in this episode as well. I was like, yeah, Nero, how the fuck do you do that? Is that just, like, a weird thing that you anti-magic birds just have, or, like, is Nero just a very special case for the most part? I'm very curious about that, to see, like, you know, what's going to go on with that. Not to mention, we get to see with what happened with Luck, and he decided to fight one of the Diamond Kingdom's, like, best men. Yeah, that was a little bit of the situation, as, like, everyone in, like, with, like, Julius Kronos is just like, oh, right, there's a Diamond Army, like, a little battle station just, like, out the outside, and it's like, they sent in a few of their good guys in there, oh no. And clearly a nice little thing from what we get is with the guy that, like, Luck was fighting was the fact that, like, he actually fought Yami before, and Yami gave me this huge-ass scar. You get to see what Yami was in the past. If I remember, like, it's been a very long while since I read those volumes. I think that bit might have been added. I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure some of it was, but I don't remember the bit with, like, Yami coming out young age like that and, like, slashing him. That was a little interesting, like, tad bit from there. And then there's the problem with, like, as Luck was fighting, because this guy has, like, a smoke magic ability, and he can make, like, whilst he was trying to take care of the other goons, he was already planting this, and this is numbing, like, Luck's senses, and he's now become slower, weaker, but Luck is still trying to, like, hang on through with this entire magic, because he's clearly got something going on with him where he's like, he has, like, for some reason, he is so determined to win. It's his one driving force. He's like, I need to win. I have to win. I have to. So, definitely some stuff we need to explore about with Luck. Like, Luck is clearly, like, he's an unstable boy. That's the best way to describe Luck. Whilst that's happening, Mimosa gets completely destroyed by the other Diamond Kingdom soldier that's out there, and clearly, like, you guys probably have already seen little tad bits of them in the opening, and also as well in the, like, promo, and even as well if you've seen, like, the Jump Festa. Yeah, welcome to Mars, because Mars is fucking strong. So he immediately takes out Mimosa in an instant. So now it's up to Klaus and Yuno to try and take on care of this guy. So good luck. Yeah, good luck, guys. You're gonna really need it. And that was kind of more the cut point of the episode than this. But it followed the manga surprisingly strong, and that's what I meant was, like, you look at 3 months ago, and now you look at today, and clearly, like, with, especially as well with the, like, information that we've been kind of going on from the shows ever since its production, it's extremely weird because, you know, obviously with how, like, episodes are made where they're made in a heavy advancement, like, you know, months ahead from, like, some of their airing time, which is, you know, strangely weird. There are a lot of people that don't know a lot about it, even I and all that. This is just stuff, like, tidbits I've heard about, like how some production works for some of these shows. And what I find so strange about it is that like with the original, like, kind of airing and all that, is like, was they planning to, like, in case it, like, did really successful, that they might do much more longer stuff, considering this was about, like, I'd like to say this was 2 chapters. I'd like to say it kept as just a straight 2 chapters, which is like how most shonen anime does it. I believe Naruto, like, for the most part, did that. Like, Magi was the only exception where it did a lot of them. Fairy Tail did, like, 3 to 4 a lot of the time when it was doing, like, episodes. So it's, like, it's a very weird, like, thing to be seeing right now in, like, Black Clover is just doing this now, like how most shonen. So I'm wondering if, like, after this arc, because especially as well, this arc is not the longest at all. Like, this is a pretty short arc for the most part. I think if anything, it takes up, like, a volume and I think it's like a volume and a half of, like, content. So I want to see, like, how this is going to go down, and maybe is that a reason why the opening is like that, because maybe they've actually got the proper version of the opening that's... So I'm very interested, because also as well, that was one thing I tried to keep out for, is like, was there any changes to the opening this week? And no, there wasn't. There wasn't any change, and I don't think there is going to be any change from how, like, nothing has really been come out from the studio, nothing's been said about it, so I think that was just, if anything, that was just a budget save. That was just a budget save opening, but they just got the band, it was like, let's cobble it together. I mean, I've said my thoughts on it. I like it, but it's a shame that we didn't get some brand new visuals, because, you know, a lot of, guess what, with, like, the visions and all that, with the sound and the hearing, guess the 2 things that you notice the most when you're, like, looking at opening, is the visuals and it's the song that's going through your head. And a lot of people take through a lot of openings by visual effect. That's how a lot of us get hooked on that. But I still enjoy that opening, and overall this episode was pretty good. It looked stiff a little bit, places and that, but then again, it's still, I think, it's saving up for the big moments of this arc, so, you know, we'll just have to wait and see till then and all that. But overall, let me know what you guys think of conversation down below. What do you thought about this Black Clover episode? And are you excited for next week? That's all from me, and I'll see you guys, though, next time.